Okay, Rachel, we're going to move on to the next exercise, which is around values. So values are very important. They're like our internal compass, and they really help us to figure out what kind of work we want to do, where we want to do it, how we want to do it, and why we want to do it. So we're going to look at your core values, talk about those, and also this exercise will help kind of reconnect us with your strengths and your purpose as well. So the first question here in this values exercise are, what are the core values that drive your life and your career?
I think the main value would probably be integrity in terms of my career. That would definitely be the main one. In terms of interpreting works, obviously, by composers, we want to portray them in the best way that we can and respect what they would have wanted. Which I think can definitely be challenging when you're playing works by, say, Beethoven, Chopin, because obviously we can't communicate them in any way except through the score. So I definitely think that would be kind of a driving force in terms of values. And then also, I guess, honesty would be really important to me. When I'm communicating, say, for example, when I'm in a chamber group, I think it's really important to be able to be honest with the other people in your group. And to have a very open conversation, and not kind of feel that you need to not say what you really think, because I think that's not beneficial at all. And being able to give like constructive criticism in a nice way is really important.
So they're your core values. How are you living and working according to those values right now?
I think for the most part I am living to them now, I think, or I definitely try to when I'm learning works, for example. But I think I definitely could, like, for example, I'm not really performing in many concerts now, or I'm doing a few, but definitely my goal would be to do a lot more. So I think when I am doing that, I'll be able to kind of realize the values even more, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Okay, and the last part of this exercise, I think you've just kind of answered it, but how can I live and work according to my values in the future? So I guess that really is when I'm performing more, hopefully, which is my goal, that I'll be able to, I guess, kind of have those values in an even broader context. And like doing masterclasses, for example, and things like that. So. And that's great. Thanks, Rachel. And it's important to look at your values as well, because sometimes there can be situations where you're working with a group or with somebody and integrity isn't there and honesty isn't there, and you don't really know why it's not working or why it's not working for you. So going back to your values and reconnecting with your values just helps with clarity around that, and helps with self-awareness as well. So that's great. Thank you, Rachel.